Hello Capricorn, so I'm doing your weekly tarot from May the 8th to the 15th. I'm going to take a look at what is going on in your situation. We'll find out why it's happening. We're looking at what's going on in your blind spot, figuring out what it is that's working for you at this time. And of course, we're seeing how it is likely going to play out. Okay, right, so you have got caring and Gaia, and this one says the divine feminine energy. Okay, so you're being inspired to honor your feminine side, a call to nurture and care for something or someone. Okay, so obviously we all have feminine and masculine qualities within us. The trick is how to balance, harmonize, and then utilize both of these qualities within ourselves at any given moment. Okay, this is the state of being as opposed to the state of doing, which would be the masculine. Okay, now this one is saying that you're likely going to be taking care of someone or something this week. Now that could be a pet, it could be a relative. Okay, again, just use your discernment, but it's all about that protective, caring mother type energy. Okay, don't worry if you're a man, it's still your message. Okay, this is literally, it can extend to your home as well. So caring for those within your home, or maybe beautifying your home, right? We need more information. So caring and feminine energies is the topic of conversation that Spirit wants to draw your attention to this week. I'll get the tarot on this in just a second. Okay, awareness and angel whispers. And this one says divine messages through synchronization and being divinely guided. Be aware when be aware when you are being guided and to act. Right. Intuitive energies. So definitely feminine energies, because your feminine qualities are the part of you that is more associated with intuition as well as caring and nurturing, right? Your intuition is going to help you to identify what messages are coming through to you, Capricorn, that are direct spiritual communication. Okay, this could come through to you in many different forms, often through dreams, through random songs that will pop up in your head and you're like, fucking hell, I've not heard that song in 20 years, right? Could be something like numbers, repeating numbers, and other types of synchronicities. Also, bizarre events that on the surface look like coincidences, but when you start digging a little bit deeper, you discover that they're not coincidences at all. Okay, because they're too structured to be a coincidence, if you catch my meaning. Again, that's going to be Spirit or the universe, whichever name you prefer to use, with a direct hand in that particular scenario. Okay, so with the combination of these two, Capricorn, I would definitely say for you to keep an open mind, for you to pay attention to what is going on, and you're going to know what it is that Spirit's getting at, where they're trying to direct you, where they're trying to nudge you, right? It's going to be crystal clear to you as it unfolds. Okay, obviously with that sort of message, I always have to point out as well, make sure that you're not trying to read too much into a situation. Okay, it feels a lot different. So if you're trying to look for messages within everything, it's going to feel a lot more confusing and it's going to feel very forced, right? The genuine spiritual messages are just going to happen without you really putting too much thought into it. And the reason why I have to make that clear distinction between the two is because I don't know if you've noticed, Capricorn, that there seems to be a bit of spiritual psychosis that's been going on. Not for you guys specifically, I mean, like for the collective in general, right? There seems to be a lot of that spiritual psychosis. So it can come about through really trying so hard to find the meaning in everything. As I like to say, sometimes a bird is just a bird, right? So as I say, that's where your own intuition is going to be your superpower this week, Capricorn, because you're going to feel the difference. You're going to instantly know the difference, okay? You might catch yourself this week saying quite a lot, oh, that's weird, right? And that when you start looking deeper into that weird thing that just happened, that's where you're going to find your spiritual message, okay? Right, so, again, I'm just trying to be a responsible reader, okay? I don't want to be encouraging anything that's going to be harmful to anyone, right? And spiritual psychosis is one of the major things that's going on at the moment. Right, so, can you tell us more for Capricorn? Can you have another card, please? Capricorn situation for May 8th to the 15th for Capricorn. I'm not going to look at that other card just now because I'm trying to feel the energies here. Again, with me not being psychic, I'm an intuitive. I have to feel my way through what is going on. The world. So obviously, end of a cycle, end of an issue. The world is a card of victory, okay? You're closing something out here. And honestly, Capricorn, I feel that you're glad for it. You are glad for it. So this could be maybe a relationship that's not been working out for a while. Well, you're closing that out again. Not necessarily romantic, okay? For all I know, there could have been strife going on within a family, right? And you're drawing that line now. I definitely feel like you're untangling yourself from another person, right? It's possible, Capricorn, it's very possible that you have been caring for someone, looking out for their best interests, to the point where you might have forgotten who you are. Okay, so this one does feel like you're now making that clear distinction between where you end and where the other person begins. There could also be the end of an obsession or an addiction here as well. Even though we don't have the cards that would indicate that, I do feel strongly that there has been some sort of unhealthy entanglement with another individual, and now you're unpicking all of that, okay? I feel like you're uncovering, I don't want to sound too cheesy, you're uncovering layers of yourself that you had kept hidden deliberately, because the other person that you were dealing with was highly either sensitive or difficult to deal with, and you just didn't want to give them more ammunition to come at you with, okay? It just feels odd. 10 of Pentacles, yeah. Likely a situation that's going on within the home or the family. Okay, so you are making changes when it comes down to your current living situation, right? For some of you guys, I feel that there are changes going on when it comes down to your finances, how much you earn and how much of what you earn you get to keep. You could be in talks with a financial advisor, a banker, an estate agent or anything like that. I do believe across the pond, estate agents for you guys are called realtors, something like that. I know we've all got different words for things, haven't we? I'm also hearing like solicitors, or again across the pond would be attorneys. Okay. I'm understanding this. Again, it is really bizarre. You're unpicking and untangling all of this Ten of Pentacles and figuring out what's yours, what's theirs. But I feel that this is a process that's been going on inside of you first and foremost, with that untangling of the self from the other person, okay? I'm also seeing that there are agreements that are being made this week as well. And much to your surprise, the other person that you're untangling your sense of self from is being very agreeable. Now, whether or not that's suspicious, as of yet, I don't know. But they are being agreeable. So this is going to be the single best week that you have to sort all of this out, okay? Because there's a lot of unpacking to do, or a lot of unpicking to do. By the same token, Capricorn, I do feel like there are significant improvements going on within your home or for members of your family, okay? There are improvements across the board when it pertains to that. As a side note, Capricorn, I suspect some of you guys have got Cancer placements somewhere in your own chart. You might be a Cancer Venus or a Cancer Moon. Again, not going to be relevant to absolutely everybody. The reason why I'm feeling that Cancerian energies come through is because there is a heck of a lot of focus on your house, your home, your family, on caring, nurturing, beautifying, simplifying things that go on within your home as well. I'm seeing a very, very stable, loving, secure family environment, okay, that you are cultivating. All right. So yeah, there was quite a lot there for you, Capricorn. Right, why is this happening? Humility, the Great Council. Okay, so it says, letting someone ahead of you in line when you see that they are in a hurry. Cleaning the bathroom or your office or even your own company. Okay, I'm struggling to read my own writing here, Capricorn. So basically, you're taking charge of what needs to be done, when it needs to be done, and by whom it needs to be done by. Okay? You're creating structure and order. You are you're leading others at this time. Now, cleaning and purification, I know that they've used like a physical example there, but it's also spiritual. So the cleaning process starts in the physical, and then when you feel ready to do that metaphorical cleaning process for yourself, your thought process, your body, eating habits, any habits that you might have picked up whilst dealing with should we just say the unlikable energy that's been coming through. Yeah, because you know what it's like. Energy's contagious. If we're spending the vast majority of our time with a horrible individual, then we're definitely subconsciously going to pick up certain habits off of them, or certain survival habits, okay? They're called fleas, basically, So that's kind of the point where you're at here, Capricorn. You're going through this cleaning process. Why is this happening? Because as you have been focused on that clearing and purification process, you have been uncovering other things that are needing cleared away. Okay. Okay, someone may offer a heartfelt apology. Choose the need for peace over the need to be right. Okay, so humility is the ability to put one's own ego to the side. Okay, so why is this happening? It's possible that Capricorn, maybe you're coming out of the other side of an ego death, right? Now, obviously, if that doesn't resonate for you, then that's absolutely fine. Just count your blessings and move on, right? Because that is a horrific experience for someone to go through. But it's also incredibly healing and validating as well. It's one of those weird moments where everything's called into question. It's bizarre. It's really bizarre. Can you tell us more about this humility for Capricorn? Ace of Wands, right. It is likely, Capricorn, that somebody is going to admit to you that they were wrong. That they were wrong about something. That they were misguided. That they were misled. Something along those lines here, okay? And again, if that's vice versa, then that's absolutely fine. It could well be maybe you discovered that you were wrong about something. Okay, the Two of Cups. Yeah, it's definitely to do with another person. That's crystal clear. Right, what's this Ace of Wands? I do feel like there is someone new that's coming in for you though, Capricorn. I do. Can you tell us more about this Ace of Wands for Capricorn, for why this is happening? It's almost like it's saying it's time for something new, or it's time for a new experience or a new relationship here. You've got the Star and the Ten of Wands off balance. Yeah. Here's the deal, right? Make sure that you're emotionally in a good place before you move on. The reason why I'm saying that is because I'm kind of suspecting a bit of a rebound type situation here, right? Either you or someone else, there is a rebound that's going on. So for example, let's imagine that you've just broken up with someone. Straight away, they go off with another person. That's a rebound situation. Or again, you've just broken up with someone, and then straight away, the temptation for you to get involved with someone new. You might find yourself jumping out of the frying pan and into the fire if you don't give yourself enough space in between connections. Okay. Again, I'm saying it because this Ten of Wands, with it coming out scattered, is indicating an avoidable situation, an avoidable problem. It doesn't have to be a problem at all, providing you give yourself time and space to process everything and to obviously make peace with everything, okay? Time and space for healing, right? What's going on in your blind spot? Faith, guardian angels, there it is. Divine protection. So you had divine guidance with awareness, and now you've got divine protection as well with faith. You're being inspired to ask for help when you need it. You can be generous without letting yourself be taken advantage of. So is that what's been going on, Capricorn? You've been taking care of others, and then they've seen that as a green light basically to try and take advantage of you in some capacity? Or has that been a repeating theme that's been going on? Because something deep, deep down in your own subconscious has told you that it's your job to help everyone, to heal everyone, to make sure everyone's happy, okay? And that's not your job at all, Capricorn. It really, really isn't. See, the Two of Pentacles, there needs to be balance. I'm feeling this Two of Pentacles as a compromise is being made, but without you compromising yourself. Okay, yeah, the King of Pentacles, exactly. So a compromise that is rooted in reality, staying grounded also. Can you tell us more about this King of Pentacles? The Five of Cups off balance. Capricorn, I kind of feel like somebody is wanting to take care of you for a change, which might feel really bizarre or awkward for you since you're the one that is used to looking after everyone else. Okay. I feel here like there is an individual that's about to enter your life, not necessarily in the romantic capacity, but it definitely can be for some. And this person is wanting to provide for you and look after you the same way that you have been looking after others and providing for everyone else. So yes, I do want to say it's going to feel a bit jarring, okay, because it's the complete opposite to what you're accustomed to. Okay, what's working for you? Celebration. That's beautiful. Temple interlude. You're being inspired to release and forgive any issues that you have had with any past religions or spiritual affiliations. Okay. That's very, very specific. Very specific. Right. Bit of a sensitive topic, okay? Somebody here, either you or another person, has been born into a religious belief that you don't necessarily agree with. A very restrictive religious system that doesn't encourage a person's personal growth and development, right? Any religion, because almost all of them, to a certain extent, do that. It's all about control. Could also be issues that you had, like for example, if you're a very spiritual individual, you might have kept that hidden away from everyone else out of fear of, you know, them thinking all sorts, right? Or it could also be the cult-like mentality that definitely does exist in certain fake spiritual communities or fake religious communities. That, again, there's a lot of that goes on. Okay? So for you now, because this is what's working for you, Capricorn, you decide what it is that you believe in, going off of the evidence that you have via your own lived experience and not being ashamed or afraid of that. Okay? Yeah, very, very, very complicated situation. This, it says, this is now about your direct connection to source. Okay, so take the church out of it, or take any number of places of worship out of the equation, right? Take the structured, oh gosh, I don't even know what words to use here, the structured indoctrination out of it. Okay. Being spiritual is getting closer to self, closer to source. And that's exactly what's going to work here for you, Capricorn. I know everybody has got this fucking weird fascination with putting labels on everything, with putting labels on everyone. I don't know where the heck that comes from. It's the most frustrating thing ever. You do not need to put a label on yourself. You can believe what the fuck you want to believe, right? Providing you're not hurting anyone else, then what the hell has it got to do with anyone else? Okay? You don't have to follow a rigid, man-made whatever, right? You don't. You follow what you know in your heart and soul is to be right and true and honest. Okay? You're creating your own spiritual path, and that is cause for a celebration. Okay? Now, again, I'm in the spiritual community, so I can speak on this. The amount of cults that is out here is sickening. It is absolutely sickening. Right? Stay away from anything that is cult-like, that is not going to help. Now, it could well be, Capricorn, maybe your spiritual awareness is awakening. Again, be super, super cautious, because the cults out there are preying on people who are looking for the answers. Okay? They're hoovering them all up. That's how they end up with massive followings, right? And yes, I am including certain tarot readers on this platform within that statement as well. You'll know it. You'll know it because you'll feel it straight away. You're creating your own spiritual path, Capricorn. And that's what's working for you. What else for Capricorn? What is working for Capricorn? See, the Nine of Pentacles. You don't need validation from anyone else. You don't need anyone else's permission nor approval. Okay? You're carving out your own spiritual path, one that works for you. One that's going to keep you safe. And I very much suspect that you're going to have a partner to do this with as well. Okay, Capricorn? What else for Capricorn? The Sun and the Knight of Wands. Right? The Sun is growth, joy, optimism, blessings, warmth, celebration, comfort. And then the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands is very, very adventurous. The Knight of Wands is the person who goes against the grain, is very, very rebellious, and definitely does not give a shit what other people think. And most certainly does not allow other people, other people's insecurities to be mirrored back onto them. So you're rejecting unnecessary judgments, okay? You're really leaning into your adventurous side, Capricorn. Or you should do. Because again, this is what's working out for you. Grace. Wonderful world for how this is likely going to play out. It says, discovering the sacred in unconventional places, looking for the magic and wonder in the little things. You're being inspired to look at someone or something that you've been taken for granted, or perhaps you're the one that is being taken for granted. Someone will show you their appreciation. Okay. So this could indicate a newfound sense of grace and appreciation towards yourself, Capricorn. Or you seeing life now as a gift, as a blessing, rather than something that should be endured. Or someone starting to show you the appreciation that you have deserved all along. Okay. Yeah, the Nine of Wands. That's you not quitting, not surrendering, not giving up. And the King of Cups. Not giving up on love. Good. You shouldn't give up on love. You got the Emperor at the bottom of the deck. Divine masculine energy. The state of doing. So you've got the feminine and the masculine right there in the same reading. Do you know how rare that is? It's quite rare. So that can indicate that you are embracing all facets of yourself, all aspects of yourself, and feeling more in harmony with your own feminine and masculine. Or this is you and a significant other individual who are coming together in union. Okay, take it as it resonates. There is definitely love that's going on. Okay, and I feel now you have learnt how to put boundaries to your empathy, which is a very, very strong thing to do. Empathy with boundaries. Right, let's get you a healing message. You have healing for a Capricorn, please. All right. Financial security. Nice. Let's take a look. Right, so it says you're about to experience great rewards or success concerning financial security. This card can indicate a sudden blessing or the feeling of finally advancing in your career. Complete success in a financial partnership lies ahead. You will be lucky in your investments and you won't have to worry about your lifestyle. This doesn't mean, however, that you can be reckless with your spending, but it's time to treat yourself a little. There are 4 moons on this card, indicating the results that you seek are not instantaneous, but your deliberate, calculated risks will turn out favourable, as 4 is the number of stability. Use this card to attract luck in your financial endeavours and when you need to be creative about your finances. Imagine the roots of the coin going deeper into the ground, and like a seed of security, it is now planted and safe. With time, the plant will blossom and flourish. And then your affirmation is, I am strategic. Yeah, I think that's a perfect affirmation for you, Capricorn. I am strategic. So yeah, you're making a lot of really good choices this week when it comes down to your finances and when it comes down to love energies as well. Okay, so let's get you some wonderful words of wisdom from the Swear Tarot just to finish off your reading. Okay, it's just a little bit of light-hearted fun. Do not take this deck seriously. It's just a cheeky, naughty messages deck. Get the fuck over it. Someone needs to get the fuck over it. Okay, a stroke of good luck finally fucking arrives. You'll notice how that one came out squiffy. So you're probably not feeling very optimistic at this time, Capricorn. You might be entering into your week feeling quite jaded, right? So if that is you, Capricorn, then these surprises and blessings that land at your feet they might leave you a little stunned for a minute because you're not feeling particularly optimistic right now, okay? But you've got every reason to be optimistic, though. That's the thing, Capricorn. You really do. Okay. Spirit guide says, fuck this shit. Yeah, don't be dealing with anything or anyone that is just draining you, okay? Be really careful about how others can drain your energy. They really can. If you don't feel calm and relaxed around someone, that tells you everything that you need to know, okay? If you're feeling tired and drained when you're with a specific person, again, like, your body doesn't lie, okay? Energy doesn't lie. People do. Energy doesn't. But yeah, that is what I have for you guys today. I genuinely hope that reading has been helpful. For personal reads with me, my website is phoenixkeiatarot.com. The link for that is in my description box below. Thank you so very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.